Morning, ma'am. First thing, we're going to get you to find your name, verify that it's spelled correctly.
Actually, what brought me here was a recommendation by our human resource officer who had gone through this class some time ago and highly recommended
Get you to verify your name, make sure it's spelled correctly.
I really didn't have an expectation.
Morning.
I have two children, 13-year-old boy, and I have a 9-year-old daughter. They each see the world differently. And I also look at the communication between myself and my wife. I left my mind open.
You miss it anywhere you like.
I really wanted to kind of see and embrace, a lot of the information that was presented.
All right, it is 8 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. All right, welcome to our lovely institute, the OMI.
What is LTAS? Well, first let me spell it out for you.
There's some 8 by 11 white sheets of paper. If everyone can grab one, please.
Now that's our leadership team awareness seminar.
What I want you to do next is I want you to tear the right corner of that piece of paper. Go ahead. And then raise it back up. Let me know that you completed that task. Way up. Raise it way up.
We train our senior leaders. And we bring all our senior leaders from all the different services. We talk about certain topics that normally aren't talked in any round table or any discussions.
This is where we're going to agree to disagree.
They're hard topics, but we create an environment where these leaders can express their personal experiences and their professional experiences.
This is how I grew up. This is how I see it. That person has that right for that opinion.
It's to bring that awareness to improve leadership, bottom line.
Just seeing, dealing with equal opportunity, I thought, okay, with leadership, we need to have a better understanding of that. I didn't know it was going to be as intensive as it was, which is really good, because we all have, the EO training that we get every year, and sometimes it doesn't fit the bill. And I thought there's got to be more to what we should have as a leader for equal opportunity and dealing with diversity than the classes I get back, at the unit and other units I've been in before. And this has been very enlightening, the information that I received here.
1, 2, 3. We're not the key PowerPoint to that lecture and show you a bunch of charts. We involve you. If I tell you something, you might forget. If I show you something, you might remember. But when I involve you into something, you understand.
Everybody thinks they have a good understanding of diversity, but until you come to this, you really don't. It opens your eyes more as what diversity really is, and the things that you need to look at as a first-line leader on how to operate, understand, and deal with your soldiers to get the mission done and use those diverse backgrounds that are there to accomplish the mission. Because I think a lot of times we don't utilize our soldiers to the best potential that we can because we don't fully understand them.
Get together. You're gonna check the whole group for a good spokesperson that's gonna get up here and represent your group to voice why y'all came up with the 5 that you decided to choose.
So we encompass all those different things. We show how these factors with human dynamics tie into the organizational structure, trust in the organization, commitment to the organization, trust in the leadership, leadership cohesion. Those are human dynamics. That's what we're dealing with.
This helped me to be more open and respectfully listen and communicate with others in the classroom here.
1 minute, 50 seconds.
It's about the interaction. It's about the dynamics of the team that you have in that room, because each group is a team. So we have maybe 5 to 6 tables. Now you got group 5 and group 6, going back and forth, debating, but being respectful.
Sorry, old guy.
The same one. Material that was provided was great. I expected to come to a class and strictly go through just PowerPoint or dry talks, speeches from them. No, I love the interactiveness, the videos, everything about it. And I like how they had the instructor up front and we also had members in the back of the room. Just in case one of us raised our hands, there is always note that someone is interested in partaking.
Next one is the movie star. Everything's
and that allows them to, be open to receive feedback from someone different than themselves. The activities do a lot for the class. It's basically 50% of the success rate that we have.
So these are our 5 we chose today.
Thank you.
Always remember that it's our job as a team to mold these young ones and mentor them, inspire them to become what we want to cohesively do as a team throughout the missions.
We're operating maybe at 25%. Even though we're successful in what we do, there's always room to grow. Now, when I start tapping into my resources, because I know how to tap into my resources, that I'm now aware that my resources are beyond what I think, that they are by actually engaging with it. You see something off to the side, hey, that's a nice box, but what's in that box that can actually help the organization? That's the key. What's in the box? So what's in that soldier? What's in that sailor? What's in that airman? What's in that Marine? What's in that Coast Guard? We teach the leaders to go inside the box. Figure out what do you have at your disposal. Now, if you find out that, hey, you might have some junior soldiers or middle management with some skill sets that'll be beneficial to the organization is more effective.
I think every class should be just like this.
All right, and we thought about you, so we made sure we put one of those things.
I want to cycle some of our key leaders, from our organization down here to get the same experience. Because, I think it's important that they receive the same level of awareness and education. So as they continue in their assignments, they're going to have a different perspective.
It will not only create a better environment for all of my soldiers, but for command climate, it will really create a very good environment to where understanding the diversity that we have, especially, California, the diversity, the LA Basin area, it will open their eyes a little bit more so they have a better understanding of what goes on, what they're dealing with, to understand their soldiers, where they're coming from, their backgrounds. Because sometimes they don't see that. They just see them occasionally and don't really have a good understanding. I think this will open their eyes better so they will be able to do their jobs as a leader and take better care of their soldiers.
If you do this, you're investing in your future. You're investing in your organization. You're investing in your leadership.
I know they mentioned that they have MTTs, MIT teams that can go out and do mobile training.
Well, it's are the same instructors that conduct the LTAS.
I can get a broader group instead of sending somebody here one at a time. You got to save the money for the budget.
All these climate surveys that our services are taking, we look at the end results. What are the issues out in the Department of Defense? You get your DEOCs, that's a perception of what your units, how they see themselves. After they do a complete analysis, if they feel that they need some additional training, they can contact us, and we do have a mobile training team. We normally discuss the DEOCs with the organization leadership in what areas do they need help, and then we will facilitate those specific areas.
It goes back to you don't know what you don't know.
So what is it that's needed out in the field?
This is a collaborative effort, and I think that their professional approach to reaching out to the field betters them as an organization and better prepares us as leaders. So I can't speak to anything specifically right now, but I know that if something does come to me, I'll be able to reach out to them.
We really don't tell them to improve on anything. We just give them the information and let them decide. We don't have to say nothing.
The way the instructors would allow the class to develop, to change, it wasn't regimented. There was set material, there was time, but I think the discussions, the interaction, and the guidance from the instructors that I think really brought out a lot of the learning experiences.
Things like that. Why do you think that's so?
A lot of it's based on assumption.
Assumption.
If any organization that's interested in the mobile training team or LTAS, just go to DEOMI.org and look up LTAS, and they'll give you all the contact information.
After being married 25 years, you're still going to learn something that's valuable.